more bathing for devotees at that time. He didn't, because if you don't respect Radhakund properly, it's not for playing and sporting and wrestling. Anyways. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Ballava Givadidhari Gopi Janna Ballava Givadidhari Yasodanandana Vrajajanna Ranjana Yasodanandana Vrajajanna Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Ballava Givadidhari Gopi Janna Ballava Givadidhari Yasodanandana Vrajajanna Ranjana Yasodanandana Vrajajanna Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayam Vishupad Paramahansa Paravikacharya Asatodasata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Anantakoti Vaishnavinda Ki Prem Sekaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivedanta Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Gita Govardhan Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Samaveda Bhaktivedanta Ki Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the Summa devotees. All glories to the Summa devotees. All glories to the Summa devotees. All glories Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga. Hari Hari Ram. On a day like this, we should have the senior devotees like His Grace Ramachandra Prabhu Ki speaking, or Purushottam, so many others, but Krishna's tricky like that. Somehow or another he wants me to be up here. So, anyways, as I mentioned, I discovered at the deity greeting, very beautiful, huh? I'm like, what is this? This is a little coon and this little, with the turtles inside. And I said, Maharaj, what's going on here? I said, oh, today is the appearance of Radha-kun. What? You didn't tell me. So I never spend a lot of time in the Dham. I notice the devotees that spend a lot of time here, they get absorbed and they can stand these pastimes. And most of my service has been in the West. Those of you from the West understand, you spend most of your time trying to convince people what? You're not the body. And then they just argue, no. The world was created by God. What do you mean? No, nobody made it. It just happened. It's like you want to break your heads, you know. Of course, in India, you have the challenges too. You know, we're all God. Yeah, all of us created the world. All of us. You, me. I made the sun. You made the moon, right? So, you know, it seems such a common sense thing, but no. You know, and no one wants to accept Krishna as God either because he's irreligious. What kind of God is not religious? How can he be God? He must be incarnation. You see? Now Ramchandra, yeah, you see, very nice. All duty, everything perfect. But Krishna, he's got girlfriends. How can he be God? You would think that makes him complete. Everything is there, everything. Otherwise, how can he be God if everything is not there? Anyways, so that's all our seva here. You have to, like Siddhanta say, you have to spill gallons of blood trying to convince these people to take up devotional service. So I'll read today's verse and we'll speak a bit about this subject matter, and then I kind of pulled some things together about Radha-kun. I'll do the best I can to glorify Radha-kun in a devotional mood in which we can appreciate. You know, we have our Kanishta, Madhyam, Uttamadhikaris, and you can see these things from all these different perspectives. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchayam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Ito Jaya Mudirayet Nasta Praishu Avareshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavaduttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki Shrindvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanam Huryansto Hibhadrani Vidunoti Suritsitam. So we're reading from 3rd Canto, chapter 21. Conversations between Manu and Kardama. And this is text 16. Prajāpateḥ tu vacasādhīśa tantyā. Prajāpateḥ tu vacasādhīśa tantyā. Loka-kilāyaṁ kāma-hato nubaddhaḥ. Ahaṁ ca loka-anugato vahāmi. Balim ca śuklānimiṣāya tubhyam. Prajāpateḥ te vacasādhīśa tantyā. kilāyaṁ kāma-hato nubaddhaḥ. Ahaṁ ca loka-anugato vahāmi. Balim ca śuklānimiṣāya tubhyam. Prajāpateḥ te vacasādhīśa tantyā. Kilāyaṁ kāma-hato nubaddhaḥ. Ahaṁ ca loka-anugato vahāmi. Balim ca śuklānimiṣāya tubhyam. Before you start, Rameshwar. Wait. Let Rameshwar Prabhu. Okay, go ahead, Prabhu. Sorry. Prajāpateḥ te vacasā tantyā. Vaishnavis, some ladies. Prajāpateḥ te vacasādhīśa tantyā. Kilāyaṁ kāma-hato ca loka-anugataḥ vahāmi. Tubhyam. One more. Prajāpateḥ te vacasādhīśa tantyā. Prajāpateḥ, who are the master of all living entities? Te, of you. Vacasā, under the direction. adhīśa, O my Lord. Tantyā, by a rope. Lokaḥ, conditioned souls. Kila, indeed. Ayam, these. Kāma-hataḥ, conquered by lusty desires. Anubaddhaḥ, are bound. Aham, I. Cha, and. Loka-anugataḥ, following the conditioned souls. Vahāmi, offer. Balim, oblations. Cha, and. Śukla, O embodiment of religion. Śuklānimiṣāya, existing as eternal time. Tubhyam, to you. Translation in its purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. O my Lord, You are the master and leader of all living entities. Under your direction, all conditioned souls, as if bound by rope, are constantly engaged in satisfying their desires. Following them, O embodiment of religion, I also bear oblations for you, who are eternal time. Purport. In the Katha Upanishad, it is stated that the Supreme Lord is the leader of all living entities. He is the sustainer and the warder of all their necessities and desires. No living entity is independent. All are dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the Vedic instruction is that one should enjoy life under the direction of the Supreme Leader, the personality of Godhead. Vedic literatures like Ishopanishad direct that since everything belongs to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one should not encroach upon another's property, but should enjoy one's individual allotment. Don't be greedy. The best program for every living entity is to take direction from the Supreme Lord and enjoy material or spiritual life. A question may be raised. Since Kadama Muni was advanced in spiritual life, why then did he not ask the Lord for liberation? Why did he want to enjoy material life in spite of his personally seeing and experiencing the Supreme Lord? The answer is that not everyone is competent to be liberated from material bondage. It is everyone's duty, therefore, to enjoy according to his present position, but under the direction of the Lord or the Vedas. The Vedas are considered to be the direct words of the Lord. The Lord gives us the opportunity to enjoy material life as we want. And at the same time, he gives directions for the modes and processes of abiding by the Vedas, so that gradually one may be elevated to liberation from material bondage. The conditioned souls who have come to the material world to fulfill their desires, to lord it over material nature, are bound by the laws of nature. The best course is to abide by the Vedic rules. That will help one to be gradually elevated to liberation. Kadama Muni addresses the Lord as śukla, which means the leader of religion. One who is pious should follow the rules of religion, for such rules are prescribed by the Lord himself. No one can manufacture or concoct a religion. Religion refers to the injunctions or laws of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that religion means to surrender unto him. Therefore, one should follow the Vedic regulations and surrender unto the Supreme Lord, because that is the ultimate goal of perfection in human life. One should live a life of piety, follow the religious rules and regulations, marry, live peacefully for elevation to the higher status of spiritual realization. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Gananjanan Shalakaya Chakshulmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vanchakapatubhyascha kripa sindhu bhaevacha patitanam pavebhyo vaishnavebhyo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Surrender. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. In translation again. Oh my Lord, you are the master and leader of all living entities. Under your direction, all conditioned souls, if bound by rope, are constantly engaged in satisfying their desires. Following them, O embodiment of religion, I also bear oblations for you who are eternal time. So Rameshwar Prabhu was pushing me. This is about household life. You need to talk about that. So I'll try to do so. He should be given this class up here, but Thank you, Prabhu. So we know Kardama Muni was a great yogi and pure devotee of the Lord. Obviously, Vishnu appeared in front of him. Right? That's what we want, isn't it? Who wants to see Krishna? Say Haribol. Well, then just go downstairs. Radhamadava's there. No, I want to see him in the other form. I don't want to use. So we don't have the eyes to really see yet. We think seeing is with the eyes. It's actually you have to see with the heart. Premanjana charita bhakti velochalena. You have to, with your heart, you see. Actually, they would all probably would get asked this question often. Can you show me God? Can you show me God? And once he responded, "Why do you place so much emphasis on these eyes?" He said, actually, the pure devotee prefers to experience Krishna with the ears. He said, it's much sweeter. Is that like that? Yeah. If you want to understand something, like say, if we say, Prabhu here is a very great singer. He's a good singer. He chants so nice. All the devotees are dancing ecstatically. So by seeing him, do you understand that? No, you have to use the ears. Right? Such and such is a great cook. Okay, you have to use the tongue. So each sense has to be used accordingly. So for spiritual life, the ears are the first one, the most important one. The ears and then the tongue. After you get purified and your prema awakens, then the eyes become more effective. Otherwise, the eyes don't really serve you very well in the beginning. Of course, we're utilizing to see the deities, see devotees, we get purified like this. So, of course, he came to that platform after lots of austerities. So that's another lesson for us. You can't, okay, let me see God. Come on. Why should he show himself to you? It's such a cheap thing. Even materially speaking, if you want something wonderful, does it just come like that? Okay, give it to me. Come on. I want PhD. Come on. No. So what to speak of Krishna? Everything comes from Krishna. Even to understand him is bewildering. And you think it's such a cheap thing. Oh, just show me. Okay, if you don't show me, I don't care. Oh. So Kardama Muni in this verse here, he's acknowledging the Lord as the master of all living beings. And of course, if you love Krishna, what does that mean? What does love mean? Is it just, I love you and I just enjoy a feeling? There has to be some action. Also, you know who loves you. And you love somebody, you want to do something for them. You want to make them happy. You want to... So many things. So you have some service. That's our nature. We're the marginal energy of the Lord. You have to serve. Now, how do we want to direct that service? That is our marginal, small independence we have. You see, how do we want to use that? We have a choice. There's Krishna. He's like, come, serve. Let's serve with me. Or, no, I want to imitate Krishna too. Because I'm part and parcel of Krishna. Therefore, you have the qualities of Krishna, but in a minute form. So Krishna's independent. We're independent. Krishna wants to, he's the Lord, sometimes the living entity. Oh, I want to be Lord also. Okay, here's the material realm for you. And because you're not independent, you are dependent. He has to make all the arrangements for everything for you. Sarvasya aham sanivisto matat smritir ganapohanam. He gives you remembrance, he gives you forgetfulness, everything. Krishna is everything. 7th chapter he talks about all these things, in the 11th chapter. But Maya is such that we think, no, I am independent. I am the Lord, even though you're totally dependent at every second. You're under total control all the time. So those in the material world, they're also giving their impetus to be the Lord. You want to be the Lord? Okay, here you go. Here's your desires. So what is the chief desire in the material world? We want to lord it over some man or woman. I want to be, this is sex life. Everything is centered around that in the material world. Another devotee you don't hear much of, but I'm going to mention his name, is Holiness Tripurari Swami. In his Memories of Prabhupada, discusses that the New York Rath Yatra, such a grand affair history in ISKCON. Imagine Prabhupada arriving in 1965 with rubber shoes and 40 rupees. 10 years later, Rath Yatra on Fifth Avenue. Who does such a thing? Actually, there was an edit. Only 2 parades were allowed on Fifth Avenue. They didn't allow any parades, but somehow or another, Prabhupada had his parade, and we still have it to this day, huh? New York Rath Yatra Ki. If you get a chance, you have to see that, go to that Rath Yatra. And at that Rath Yatra, afterwards, I don't know when this occurred, but he's in the car with Prabhupada, and New York, at that time, New York was really, I don't know what its status is now, but financial, wealth capital, it's, everybody wants to be New York. Grand, tall buildings, you can't even see the sun. So many buildings, just a little bit, And Prabhupada's riding in the car, and he says to Maharaj, the women in New York are very beautiful. So Maharaj he doesn't know what to say. He's a sannyasi. What do you say to Prabhupada? How do you respond? And he says, because these women are so beautiful, these buildings exist. Because the men want to attract the women. So the women are the impetus for enjoyment. You have beautiful women, you have opulent city. You see? So these desires are pushing in this way so that we can try to be like the Lord. Like we'll read later, Radha-kun, Shama-kun, Krishna has his pastimes also. So we're trying to have our Radha-kun, Shama-kuns and all these things in the material world, right? But generally, what does it lead to? Does anyone feel happy? No. Nobody feels happy. Even if you think you succeeded in your pursuit of this family life or this sex life, still, you become old. What can you enjoy when you're old? I'm getting old now. I'm feeling knees hurting. You see all the Prabhupada disciples, they kind of got their canes, and some of us are trying to dance. But you see, still they're happy, aren't they? It's amazing. Such an old body, but because you're Krishna conscious, you want to please Krishna, you love Krishna, that is not restricted by the body or anything. But on the material level, you just have to suffer, lament, remember. You see, so much suffering in that way. So we're very fortunate to enter into Krishna consciousness. So, entering into Krishna consciousness, I remember also joining. As most of us were young men, I was 18 years old. So, you can imagine, that's 18 years, your body is alive. Especially in the West. In the 70s, there's no morality. If it feels good, do it. At least in India, the pleasure was duty. My father, my mother, I must do things respectfully for other people. In the West, individuality. As long as you're not hurting anyone, do it. The senses are alive. You're feeling the pushings of the modes of material nature. I can remember that. I'm like, why? What is happening to me? And I was 10, 12 years old, very peaceful, just playing. Now desire is all over me. How do you stop it? by the mercy of Prabhupada, I got a Bhakti magazine. Everything was explained very nice. The next action, move into the temple. That's the solution. Surrender to Krishna. Learn to love Krishna. There's no other way. So as devotees, we join, of course. In 70s, it was, especially 74, I joined right. I always say you can divide Prabhupada's ISKCON Leela in those days, 3 sections, Adi, Madhyam, Antya. Antya is kind of 73 to 77, 74. Right when things were very well established. Prabhus like Rameshwar and others, they got everything into place. So by the time I came, you just followed the program. You didn't have to figure it out. And what was that program? We had to please Prabhupada. Prabhupada was anxiously trying to establish ISKCON. Book distribution, BBT. All our funds were coming from that book distribution. A little side note, sometimes people criticize when we sold books. Oh, you guys make people not like us. We didn't have much choice. We had to sell those books. In retrospect, you can see that now, that if we did it in sort of your traditional respectful way, there's no money. Therefore, there's no Mayapur, there's no Vrindavan, there's none of these things. And you needed Mayapur and Vrindavan to keep the West going. They're all kind of tied together. Also to finish, to get Prabhupada's printing standards done. He wanted the Bhagavatam complete. You needed money. And people were not pious. I want to tell you something about Krishna. Get away from me. Leave me alone. Why are you bothering me? So I had to be a little bit of pushy to do these things. So, but we caught that mood. I'm bringing this to a point of how to overcome these desires, in a sense. We were so busy trying to get Prabhupada's attention. At least for myself, I thought like that. I caught that mood, even coming in. I want Prabhupada to say, "Thank you, Sikhi Mahiti." I want that so much. We would see all these leelas going on in ISKCON, especially Rameshwar had so many of those leelas. And I want that. I want Prabhupada to be so happy with me, do something for him, And I'm trying my best. Everybody was. So not very many people got married. We were so busy with that. And then, of course, the next Leela comes, the Guru must go so that we can advance. To advance means you have to do the work. You have to push through the difficulties. You can't just, have Prabhupada holding the bicycle every time you want to ride. You have to learn how to ride it. He has to let go. So Krishna takes him away. Now we're left to be within our own Krishna consciousness. So at least, then the adjustment comes. You don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. There's no more unity in a sense that way, So you don't feel satisfied. What happens? Material desires come back in the heart. And you begin contemplating, I want to be happy because we're not pure. Pure means I can serve under any condition. I don't care about my happiness. Is Krishna happy? Whatever it takes to make Krishna happy. Okay. So, have to get married. Somebody has to make you feel good about yourself, huh? Nothing than a wife. She makes you, encourages you, keep you going. Same for the women. Nice husband. You're so wonderful. Thank you so much for your service. Oh, you're so, all these things. So, as most of us don't stay brahmachari, the intelligent can do that. It's not, in Chicago also I had joined, and there was this controversy about getting married. Our temple president at the time was Sri Govinda, and he thought, well, the women, they need to be married, so why shouldn't these men marry them? It doesn't make a difference how you serve. And in those days, temple presidents were very powerful. They tell you to do something as good as Prabhupada telling you. That's how you felt. So he ordered all the brahmacharis are getting married. And they were like, we don't want to get married. So they wrote Prabhupada a letter and he resolved it. He said, yes, this is one of the great contradictions in our movement. All men should be brahmachari and all women should be married, but not by force. So it's in your heart. This is something you have to resolve, how to serve Krishna. And you confirm it through Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu. Krishna is inspiring us all to act and do service. And he's inspiring us in different ways and putting us in different situations, to serve. Like currently you see there's not practically any Chinese devotees here. Because somehow or another, no more visas, all the Chinese can't come. India, China have a conflict. It's being resolved. I think they're giving some visas now. And they're lamenting, why is Krishna doing this to us? I said, because nobody's preaching in China. So now he's going to force you to go back. Take your visas away. You have to see it like that. You have to see the relation to your service in that way. So desires there. Some of us get married, some of us don't. Like Kardama Muni, he mentions here in this verse, he says that he acknowledges, under your direction, all the conditioned souls are bound by a rope, constantly engaged in satisfying their desires. And it mentions in the Purport that Krishna is the leader, and he's showing us how to do that. You can do it materially, which means piously. Follow the Vedic process, all these samskaras you follow through life, Or we're being devotees, which ultimately means devotional service. You want to satisfy Krishna. You confirm how to do this. So he says, I'm offering oblations for you. This desire is in me. And he addresses Vishnu as, O embodiment of religion. That's amazing, isn't it? You see him get addressed in this way in many verses, like Arjuna addressed Krishna as Madhusudana, because he wants him to destroy his doubts. Or sometimes he's addressed as Nanda Nandana. Oh, you are the supreme person, I got it, but you are, the child of Nanda. So here, because he's in this mood, we can tell he's not a Brijabasi for sure. He's not embodiment of religion. So he goes on to perform his service, which involves satisfying his senses. But what is the result of that service? Supreme Person of Godhead appears as his son. How many of you would get married to have Krishna as your son, huh? Anyways, so ultimately our goal is to satisfy Krishna. This is the purpose of existence. And as a result, the ultimate satisfaction of Krishna is Goloka Vrindavan. And who satisfied Krishna the most? Srimati Radharani Ki. So even daily we sing in our Guru Ashtakam, Nikunjayuno Ratikeli Sidaya, Ya Yubir Yuktira Pengsaniya, Tatri Dakshat Ativalabashat, Vande Guru Shri Charanam. That the Spirit, he's very dear. Why? Because he's very expert at assisting in the perfection of Radha Krishna's loving affairs in Vrindavan. It seems a little esoteric, isn't it? Well, one way you can view that verse is, how does he do that? Because for Radha Krishna's loving affairs, they require so much service. So he's bringing the divinities out of the material world to facilitate that service. Now, what is that service for Radha and Krishna? They require a beautiful park with trees and grass and birds. Which devotees are going to do that? Are you willing to do that, you're saying? I'll be at the blade of grass. So when Krishna's walking, he can see such a beautiful field. You see? I'll be the tree so we can put the swing on me and Radha and Krishna can swing together. This is the mood. So everything is in existence for the perfection of Radha and Krishna coming together. She is the embodiment of the Radhini Shakti, Bhakti Devi. No one can please Krishna more than she can. So I'm segueing into the Radha Kund pastime. And as we know, that Vrindavan Leela, he came out of his causeless mercy. Didn't have to come. But out of his desire to bring us back to this, to his service, he descends with Vrindavan. And he displays his wonderful pastimes for us to see and to talk and to discuss. You know, it's kind of, I don't know, you see there's so many outside material, they're always making movies, books, so many novels, isn't it? And you just read Srimad Bhagavatam. It's so intriguing. Even on the material level, it's very extraordinary pastimes. So this appearance of Radha Kund in Nectar Instruction, Radha Kund is glorified. It's stated in that 11th verse. I won't read the Sanskrit because I'm not very good at it and it'll just sound horrible. I'll just do the English for you. He says, of the many objects of favorite delight and of all the lovable damsels of Rajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love. And in every respect, her divine Kund is described by great sages as similarly dear to him. Undoubtedly, Radha Kund is very rarely attained, even by the great devotees. And therefore, it is even more difficult for ordinary devotees to attain. How many people have been to Radha Kund? Say Haribol. You're great devotees. Yeah, I know you don't think like that. You know, me? No, it states right here. And if one simply bathes once within those holy waters, one's pure love of Krishna is fully aroused. So that doesn't mean when you come out, all of a sudden prema is there. You have to understand we are bound by what? Time factor a little bit. We haven't, but it's done. Your business is done. You can be assured. In terms of eternity, in the spiritual world, there is no time. Everything is present. Actually, it's described that divinities leaving Krishna's servant in the spiritual world and entering the material world is described as being billions and trillions of lifetimes. And the Krishna book also describes how actually this planet we're on, this universe we're in, there's unlimited universes. So like a bag of mustard seeds. Can you count all those mustard seeds? No. We're in the smallest of all the mustard seeds. That's how long we've been here. But yet, when you re-enter the spiritual realm, it seems like a lightning flash. Like you were never gone. So don't be despondent. Let us keep doing our service for sure. I often say, I think Krishna doesn't really give us the praying because nobody's going to do service anymore. You just roll on the ground. Oh, Krishna, Krishna, where are you? Krishna. No, we have things need to be done down here. We don't have time for that. You can do that later. Right now, let us expand this movement, fulfill the mission of Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu. So Prabhupada says in his purport, why is Radha Kund so exalted? The lake is so exalted because it belongs to Srimati Radharani, who is the most beloved object of Sri Krishna. And among all the gopis, she is the most beloved. So similarly, her lake, Radha Kund, is also described by great sages as a lake that is very dear to Krishna as Radharani herself. In the pastime, we know this occurred after Krishna, he killed Aristasura, wasn't it? So daily Kamsa sending so many demons because, I think he's a little afraid himself. He does want to go. But he said, let these demons go. They get ego, you see. Oh yeah, I'll do it for you. That little boy, Please, look at him. Krishna's bewildering as a boy. Even Brahma, when he saw him, he thought, this is the Supreme Person of Godhead? He's just, putting shoes on their head, walking around with baby talk. Come on. You see? So, Vristasura, yeah, what's the problem? Easy. Little baby, no problem. Finish, bam. Right. So after killing Vristasura, he wants to enjoy with Radharani. Please, don't come near me. You're sinful. I don't deal with sinful people. You killed a bull. How can you kill a bull? So you have to purify yourself. You have to bathe in all the holy waters. That's what I want. Otherwise, I don't want to see you anymore. So he's Krishna. No, that's not a problem for him. Boom, Shamakund. I'm going very quickly because we only have 5 minutes. So he said, now, you're also sinful because you took sides with that bull. Why do you feel sorry for him? So you're going to have to bathe in all these holy rivers too. So she's not Krishna. So all the gopis begin digging. Actually, it's stated where one of the hoof prints were, when they're fighting, there's one hoof print there. And they begin digging in that spot. And then they begin bringing the water slowly from Manasi Ganga. And then, of course, Krishna helped too. He goes, okay, have some mercy on them. So, Radhakund, Shamakund, Ki. And some other lessons for us there, even though we read all these verses glorifying it, our acharyas, especially Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta, they don't want you to go there and just sit. Strangely enough, even though it's so exalted. Why not? Because again, what is our purpose? People say, I want to love Krishna, I want to go back to Godhead, right? Everybody wants to go back to Godhead? Say Haribol. And what are you going to do back in Godhead? I'm going to be a gopi. No, you're going to serve. It's not, gopi this or that. You're going to be trying to make Krishna happy. So you can do that now. You don't have to wait to go back to God. We're already here. So whatever position Krishna puts you in, like Kadharma Muni, he's in this position. He has to produce. Recognize that and do it. It doesn't matter what difficulties are there, what I experience. Who cares? It's Prabhupada happy. It's Guru happy. That's how you know Krishna's happy. Again, how do you know Krishna's happy? Some people say, because I can feel bliss. No, that doesn't mean. Is Guru happy? Now you know Krishna's happy. Is Prabhupada happy? How do you know Prabhupada's happy? We can see the society amongst the devotees. So while we're here, let us work in that way, understand what is our inspiration, what is pushing us to serve. Act on it, even if a mistake is made. It's a learning point. It's not the end of the world. We're not perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be sincere and try. That's all. That's all. Krishna didn't ask for much. He's very, he doesn't see faults. Prabhupada didn't see faults. If you criticize devotees with faults, probably he didn't want to deal with you. One devotee told me that somehow they got in a room with Prabhupada. We're junior devotees. We don't normally get in that room. And Prabhupada asked him one question also. Oh, so what is your service? Oh, I was in India. Oh, what were you doing? Oh, I was with this devotee. I'm all saying here. He goes, oh, that's really nice. Yeah, but he was like this, he was like that. Prabhupada just stopped and went to another devotee. He said, he's doing great service anyway, you see. So don't get caught up in all the external parts. If Krishna wants this movement to spread all over the world, he can do it easily himself. 2-second business done. Even Prabhupada could have done it. But it's left for us because this is how you develop your love. If everything is easy and nice, how do you know how you develop your love? It's easy. Anyone can do it when it's easy. But who can do it when it's difficult? That's where your love is shown, when it's difficult. So you welcome those difficulties with enthusiasm. Yes, opportunity to show my love for Krishna. To be enthused for it. Prabhupada liked challenges. I'm going to pick on Rameshwar again. I wrote all these books in 2 months. My heart dropped when I heard that when we were doing it. Well, I'm glad I'm not BBT. I don't know how he's going to do it. And they did it. You see? You have to have faith and desire and enthusiasm. That's all. So we'll stop here and leave some time for Prabhu, you have some comments you'd like to add? Yeah, I'm asking. The microphone.
Thank you very much for that very enlivening and very broad topic class.
I tried my best.
I was just thinking from the actual text, there's a very interesting point where Kadamba says, Hare Krishna. When the living entity has some minute independence, he falsely identifies with whatever desires pop into his thoughts or senses. And we think that's me.
Yes.
Every time anyone in this room has some desire, you think, oh, that's me. That's my desire. It's not the soul's desire necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
So in this text, Kadamba explains that, I'm sorry, it keeps fading out. Under your direction, meaning Krishna's controlling the modes of material nature. So under your direction, all conditioned souls, as if bound by rope, are constantly engaged in satisfying their desires. So we're thinking, that's my independence. No, that's being pulled by a rope. And you think you're free and that's your independence and that's your desire. But here in this verse it says, no. While you think you're pursuing your self-desires, you're actually just bound up by ropes and being pulled in every direction. That was a very interesting part of this text.
That's a whole class by itself.
Hare Krishna. Oh, just one other thing from what you said. When you started talking about the very exalted, which we can't comprehend, Nikunjayuno, Ratikeli, said that in the spiritual world, the servants of the gopis are assisting the gopis and they are assisting Radha. So this is so far beyond us. And yet, in understanding Krishna Lila and Chaitanya Lila, there's both the internal actions and there's the external actions, or internal pastimes and external pastimes. Mm-hmm. We are actually able to comprehend this from the point of external pastimes. Mm-hmm. What does it mean that they're making tasteful arrangements? How does that affect anyone in ISKCON in a neophyte stage? Mm-hmm. You go and preach to a conditioned soul, and you so sincerely attract them to Krishna, you've just made a tasteful arrangement to bring that conditioned soul one step closer to God. In that way, that super advanced shloka, we can participate and grasp it by doing Sankirtan and preaching.
Hi. Prabhu, you want to anything? I was wondering, no? Anyone else? Any questions or comments? Okay, we can stop here then. All glory, Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, Paramaham Prabhu.